I just want to do a little update on the actual visual paradox that I have right now. The one that produced the babies is a male that's over at Dave's. And it was the My Jungle female. I'll show you in a second here. But like I said, some of them just have these traditional black spots like your normal paradoxing. Like I said, he more or less said about like 50-50. He got, plenty of paradoxes, and then a few did come out without them. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. But anyway, I like just the normal paradox spots, but we're definitely shooting for more like what the one has, where it has a real bold outlining around a patch of yellow on a tangerine body, which I know we're probably not going to have very much control over what colors or when where, but we're definitely breeding some of the nicer tangerines into these guys. I have my Inferno male that bred to this girl. She actually just laid a clutch of eggs a few days ago. But I'll show you the jungle in a second here. This girl has already laid a couple eggs. She's not looking too great right now in this lighting. She has a real cool whacked out jungle pattern. We were calling her Thor. I really never came up with a new name for her, but she was born with a hammer shaped pattern right down her back, which looked pretty cool. But anyway, this is the one that produced the babies that I have now. And I'll show you them in a second because one of them did shed. Hopefully the other one, it was deep in shed, but hopefully by now it might have already done it. But anyway, the whole idea is next year to breed them back and get some visual albinos with the paradoxing. I just want to show you guys, these are from a different pairing right here. One's an eclipse, one's just a het. But I just want to show you the little bit of a difference in the head pattern and everything. As you can tell, it's more of just a normal shape. It's got that horseshoe-like outlining that most of them have when they're born, and then it fades out in a pretty normal way. This is an eclipse. All my eclipses have been born with lighter heads, as you can tell. That reddish orange or whatever starts to show a little bit sooner with these guys, it seems like. This is the other pair that hatched out. I believe I have... I'm sorry, it's the last clutch. I have one of these hatching out that's going to be on this video also. But like I said, nothing really all that special with the head markings on these guys. Like I said, you can tell it's pretty normal shape on the top of its head. Now, I can't guarantee any of this yet. Obviously, it's going to take quite a bit of time for these paradox spots. Usually don't develop much until the animal gets some age to it. Nice, it did shed. But you can already see just like a little bit more outlining. It almost looks like it's going to have partial nose band up there. But the color on this is really not showing through too well. It's more like almost like a peach. Like a really light color all inside of that outline there. And that's how the one is that we're trying to replicate. It has, like I said, a really, really bold outline around a yellow spot. And the entire body, it basically is like a super hypo tangerine. It's all bright tangerine on the one that Dave has. And if you look on my Facebook page, the Morph Magic page, and on Dave's, I have more than one picture of it. But like I said, this seems to be, I mean, if this is paradoxing already on the first two babies, I'm pretty damn sure this is gonna start. It looks like we're working with the dominant gene is what I'm getting at, I guess. But anyway, hopefully, along with the paradoxing being dominant, we can line breed for, to make some more extreme spots and some, like I said before, some coloring that's not really supposed to be on there. Yellow on tangerine animals and this and that. But it's a big what if for now. It's a pretty cool project. It's one of the ones that I'm most excited about. And I'll definitely do tons and tons of updates on these guys. Last but not least, this is a separate project. This is from the white and yellow stuff, but we did lose one from this clutch of eggs. This thing's really cool. I have another one just like it. I'll actually show you that too real quick. But this one's just much brighter white, just much lighter colors in general, so I'm pretty curious to see what this thing looks like. Not a visual radar, but still very cool. And the others, I believe I just moved up There's a cool stripe radar. I don't believe that's white and yellow or snow or anything, but it is from the same pairing. I'm going to have to locate this other one. I don't know how well the difference is going to show on my camera, but like I said, this one up here is much more whiter, whereas this one has more of like an off-white or a little bit of grayish hue in there. This one actually does have some eye pigmentation also, which may be the difference. It really didn't look like a radar when it hatched, but it does have a pretty white nose, and so does this one. So I'm basically just going by the eye pigment. We'll see how it turns out. I've already hatched false eclipses last year, so I know it's definitely possible. But these are both holdbacks anyway, so I got plenty of time to figure them out. As always, guys, thanks for watching. We do have some black pearl eggs on the ground finally, so hopefully in another month maybe or so they'll be hatching out and I'll be able to show you some of them. And I'm definitely going to keep you guys posted on all the Paradox stuff. We like I said, we have a clutch from an Inferno to that Paradox Super Hypo I have. And then we have another clutch I'm incubating for males right now from the Jungle bred to the male Paradox. Thanks for watching, guys. Well, I kind of had a feeling this might happen. To the left should be an eclipse or a head eclipse, and then this one on the right is from the Paradox pairing. One on the right's been at it for a while. This one just pipped just now. It's definitely looking like an eclipse. The arms are pretty white. The front legs, I mean. I'm going to check it out before I get it all set up, but like I said, you can tell there's a little bit of yellow in the back legs, but the front legs are almost totally white. It's got that nice little white nose. Pretty sure it's going to be an eclipse, but I will do an update. Alright guys, this one's been sitting here for quite a while, so I really don't like leaving them overnight. I'd rather just get it out of the egg. I know for a fact this thing has absorbed the yolk at this point. It's just taking a nice long nap, which is totally normal. For most of them, aside from the few that just bust right out of the egg, they get part of their nose or, sometimes even their whole head out. And then they take a nice little nap before they eventually climb out. With this one, it didn't even do that much. It got its nose out, but then it retracted back into the egg, and then it went even further back into the egg again. And for no reason, really. I mean, there's no noise. It's pretty late. But anyway, I removed the flap. There's just like a little flap. Normally, there always is. If you can see right here, there's still a part of it, but normally they slice a good V and you can get a hold of that and just cut it right off. That way they can breathe no matter how far they tuck back in. So I did push this thing's head out a little bit just to make sure it could definitely get plenty of air, and it's still, like I said, it's been about 3 hours, so I'm going to show you, there's definitely more than one way to do this, but anymore what I like to do, hopefully it's going to be possible. I wouldn't normally cut off the flap if I'm going to help the thing out. I normally only do that for the videos so you can see the gecko better, but as you can see, there's still a little bit that I can get a hold of, and if you have tweezers or forceps or anything, it's even better. But drop them a little bit. Trying to make sure this thing stays focused too. I just gently grab it, and you can see this thing's awake. And one thing you always got to be aware of is they can come to life at any moment, especially once their legs are free. There we go. This thing could totally come to life and just bust right out of here. No, I don't think this one's gonna rip too good, but anyway, I normally like to widen the opening as best I can. That way you're putting very little pressure on the gecko, because if you just try to push them out of the hole that they made, a lot of times you have to stretch the hole, by pushing their body out as like a wedge kind of deal. But at this point it's pretty loose. I just want to gently wiggle them out a little bit, because they're not always folded perfectly over either. And like I said, this thing, you always keep them nice and low. This thing could just totally freak out. I like when they stay curled like that, because right now I'm just pushing kind of on its back or its butt. This thing's a really big baby. Since it's not moving much, here we go. I just want to show you that thing's totally absorbed all its yolk. Kind of freaking out a little bit. Give me a second here. There's nothing left of the yolk sac. It was just resting. That's why I always give them time. I never really just push them out when I first find them. Try to get this thing in the light. This is another one from the paradox pairing. We're gonna, hopefully, if it keeps proving out to be transferring like a dominant trait, we're hoping to get some albinos next year. But as you can tell, another really apparent like head stamp on there. I can't guarantee that that's going to turn out like the other ones did, but almost, I would say about 50% of the babies that he produced from his original and the daughter came out with some type of paradoxing. Definitely want to get the kind of breed the super hypo out a little bit, because one of the things I really want to do is whack out the patterns as much as possible, and try to bring in colors that shouldn't be there normally. And what do you call it, when they hypo out and everything disappears, it's kind of hard to do that. The traditional black spots are cool, but we're definitely gonna go for a little bit more than that. This little girl kind of freaked out when I lifted the egg up, so she did push her back legs out in her tail, but her nose is totally exposed, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just giving her a little more time. I'm pretty sure from the looks of it, she already absorbed the yolk, and I'm pretty sure this one's not a eclipse, but kind of looks like it might have a cool jungle pattern. I can't see that much. I might just help her out in a second. She's kind of in a funny position. At least get her head out. Like I said, most of the reason I left it alone was because it was breathing fine. Yeah, definitely don't think it's an eclipse, but it's still a pretty cool pattern. Like I said before, I don't really get many where the bands connect down the sides like that, and it's something I've always really liked. I like more pattern than less, to be honest with you, but it's always nice to have a nice healthy baby, so I'm going to get this thing set up, and as always, thanks for watching, guys.